Hey, I'm Dave Wolf here from UNH-IOL. I'm an engineer in our data center group. Spend a lot of time with different industry forums and specification bodies, working with them on data center technologies. I'm here with my colleague Mike.
Hello, I'm Mike Klumpa. I'm the technical manager for Ethernet and PCIe testing services at the IOL, and we're here today to talk to you about the OCP NIC 3.0 working group.
So the OCP NIC connector specification is specification from Open Compute Project, OCP, that is specifically designed for using a NIC add-in card in a hyperscale data center environment. It's got a lot of properties that make it really good for airflow and thermal management that is very attractive to a data center implementer.
So some problems that the hyperscale data centers are facing today are some thermal issues, just keeping the whole data center cool in general, as well as just connectivity. They want to be able to talk to any server in the data center. There'll be thousands, so having kind of an automated process would be a lot easier than needing to hunt down any rogue server.
So for the IOL, the OCP, our involvement with OCP NIC 3.0 comes in with using the test fixtures and also testing the test fixture to make sure that the fixture does what it needs to do, so that when you actually plug a card in it to test the electrical signaling, you're actually seeing what you need to see. And Mike's been spending a lot of time with that and showing kind of what the differences are with that OCP NIC fixture as opposed to the regular PCIe fixture.
Yeah, so the main difference between the PCIe fixture and the OCP fixture physically is an extra slot for management. Contributors of the working group wanted extra lanes for management to control and to read to and read from information from the add-in cards. So you need a whole new set of test fixtures to test these add-in cards, which we have been working with the community on to contribute kind of validation of the test fixtures, as well as validating the cards that will be coming out for the OCP NIC project.
One of the things I think is really neat about that OCP NIC fixture is that it can be used not just for OCP NICs that are going into servers, but actually kind of more modern SSDs that are coming down the pipeline. They're actually using the exact same physical connector as those NICs. So these fixtures that we're talking about, they can be used for a NIC that's being put in a server. They can also be used to test SSDs that are in the ESFF form factor, either E1.L or E1.S. So there's a lot of different products that can take advantage of these test fixtures.
Facebook has been a big contributor, but I think something that makes this project kind of different than others might be the fact that you have companies like Dell, like experienced server designers. So there's just a bunch of different points of view, different fields of experience, all contributing to this one form factor, card, connector type that I think will pretty much make it the go-to for implementers for data centers at any scale.
Yeah, it's definitely interesting to see interest from kind of all sides there. You've got the hyperscalers involved, and then you've got system integrators that traditionally play in kind of an enterprise space. They're being involved in supporting the connector, and then even seeing it across different product types. We mentioned NICs. We mentioned it being implemented in the storage space. Even a lot of people that are developing accelerators. Thermal concerns are huge there. When we think about the energy that could be or the heat that could be output by an accelerator, even folks there are looking at using this kind of form factor. So a lot of interest from across the spectrum. Really interesting to see.
Yeah, and the management piece of this, it's about thermal, and it's all about just kind of bringing it down to like bare bones on this. These things will pretty much run themselves kind of in terms of management. You can set up smart servers and everything to make sure that it's all going, there's less human interaction at this point.
I think one of the things that's really going to be interesting to see is how we end up doing the management testing for this, and how customers can take advantage of that, because that's really a gap that people are experiencing right now is on the management side. And that's a little bit of new ground for us at the IOL, so definitely excited to see where that goes.
Yeah, so I think there's always going to be a space for the IOL to contribute to the OCP group. I know you presented a presentation at the OCP Summit last year, and we're always looking to get our students engaged in tying together their senior projects into contributions to the working groups. So I think there'll be a lot of work for the IOL and OCP together in the future. I think we're just excited to keep going.
Yeah, definitely a space we're going to continue to follow.